Explore the great outdoors with Benny's Quality and Savings.
Saga Humane Society reminds you that if you see an animal that is abandoned, sick, being abused, or a dog that is being very aggressive, please report it immediately to Saga Humane Society at 226-3266. Saga cares about our community and is always available to serve. Saga, la Sociedad Protectora de Animales, les avisa que se encuentran un animal que está abandonado, abusado, enfermo o un perro muy agresivo. Por favor, llame a Saga de inmediato al número 226-3266. Saga, siempre con el interés de nuestra comunidad y siempre dispuestos a servir.
Welcome to Secret Beach Water Park Bar and Grill. Dive into endless fun on our one-of-a-kind floating water park. Splash, slide, and paddle your way through a day of excitement. Thirsty? Our beachside bar serves up refreshing drinks and creative cocktails that can hit the spot. Hungry? Our grill has something for everyone, from juicy burgers to fresh seafood. Our menu is packed with delicious options. Up for some friendly competition? Well, challenge your friends to a game of pool. Secret Beach Water Park Bar and Grill, where every moment is a memory waiting to happen. Fun for the whole family, all in one magical spot. Open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit us today and discover your new favorite escape.
Welcome to Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics, your pharmacy with a little bit of everything. From proteins and natural multivitamins by Alpha Products to keep you on track for that perfect fitness goal. Cosmetics, we got it too. From Revlon, L'Oreal, and Maybelline to give you that perfect, beautiful skin. Check out our Forensi products for all hair types to give you that beautiful bouncing hair that you've always wanted. Take care of your skin with our Fruit of the Earth products and also our brand new baby aisle for all babies that you guys would love. We got you while you enjoy your Belizean vacation. Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics, located on Pescador Drive, San Pedro, and Key. Telephone 206-2227. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday and most holidays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit us at Spice Pharmacy.
Good morning to our friends over in Key Cocker. We want to welcome you to our Thursday edition of Good Morning San Pedro. Today is Thursday, the third day of the month, the third day of October 2024. We will begin the program by taking a look at the general weather forecast provided to us by the Belize Met Service. The general situation, relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast will be cloudy spells today and tonight. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop over inland areas this afternoon and over the coast and south tonight. Showers will be isolated elsewhere. The marine conditions, the winds will be light and variable, the sea state will be slight, and the waves will be between 1 to 3 feet. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 90 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 32 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 83 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 28 degrees Celsius. For inland areas, the highs will be 94 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 34 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 73 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 23 degrees Celsius. Up in the hills, the highs will be 81 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 27 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 68 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 20 degrees Celsius. The outlook, similar weather will prevail on Friday and Friday night. Taking a look at the tides, a high tide will occur this morning at 10:21, and another one will occur tonight at 10:06. A low tide will occur this afternoon at 4:25, and another one will occur tomorrow morning at 4:50. The sun will set this evening at 5:39, and it will rise tomorrow morning at 5:43. The moon will set this evening at 6:13. This is the general weather forecast provided to us by forecaster Francisca Wellington there at the Belize Meteorological Service. So we do expect showers to occur during the course of today. And if we take a look at the remainder of the week going into the weekend and early next week, let's take a look at our 4-day forecast. For tomorrow, Friday, a few showers and thunderstorms. The wind will be light and variable. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 90 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 83 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 95 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 73 degrees Fahrenheit. On Saturday, mainly fair with only isolated showers or thunderstorms, a few more at night. The wind will be light and variable, and the temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 91 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 95 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 72 degrees Fahrenheit. On Sunday, a few showers or thunderstorms inland during the day, increasing at night. The wind will be light and variable. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 89 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And for inland areas, the highs will be 92 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 72 degrees Fahrenheit. On Monday, a few passing showers and isolated thunderstorms. The wind will be light and variable. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 89 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 78 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 92 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So we can expect some showers tomorrow night. We can expect showers on Saturday night and likewise on Sunday night. It looks like during the day we should have good weather and it should rain during the night. On Monday we should have good weather during the day and good weather during the night. High temperatures in the 90s for us and the wind, practically no wind. Thank you much to the Belize Met Service for the general weather forecast and also for the 4-day forecast. Turning into the tropics, there are two areas that we're looking at this morning. We have a hurricane and we have a tropical storm. Hurricane Kirk became a hurricane yesterday, and now it has maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour. A very strong hurricane. The minimum central pressure is 955 millibars, and it's located at 20.0 north, 45.0 west, and the movement is northwest at 10 miles per hour. So it has started to move towards a little bit towards the north, which is good. That's good news for the Antilles, meaning that it's going north in open waters. If we take a look at the projected path of Hurricane Kirk, you will see that it will take it in open waters, taking that path generally in open waters. It will become a major storm tomorrow or later on today, and it will remain so until it reaches colder waters and it starts to break up. So that's good news for everybody in the Caribbean and elsewhere. Kirk is absolutely no threat to any landmass. Now let's take a look at Tropical Storm Leslie. It has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, and the minimum central pressure is 1,005 millibars. It's located at 10.3 north, 30.5 west, and the movement is west at 6 miles per hour. Now, if we take a look at the projected path for this one, you will see that it will take a similar track as Hurricane Kirk, meaning that it will start to go north. Right now it's going west, but eventually will start to go west-northwest in open waters. Likewise, this is forecasted to become a hurricane as well. But the good news is that all indications is that it will remain in open waters. Hopefully that will be the case. Now, if we take a look at the 7-day forecast, you will see that the disturbance in front of us, it did not get its act together. Good news. And eventually it will move over to the Gulf of Mexico, and that is where forecasters believe that it might have some possibility of getting its act together there in the Gulf. Disorganized showers and thunderstorms over portions of the Gulf of Mexico are associated with a surface trough. A broad area of low pressure is likely to develop over the Gulf of Mexico late this weekend and early next week, but subsequent tropical or subtropical development could be limited by the system's potential interaction with a frontal boundary. Regardless of development, locally heavy rains could occur over portions of Mexico during the next few days and over portions of the Florida Peninsula next week. Formation chance for the next 2 days, it's low at 0%, and formation chance for the next 7 days, it's low at 30%. So this one is there in the Gulf, and it doesn't seem that that it has much more to go. There is a cold front that is coming down that will interact with this disturbance and eventually maybe break it up. So more than likely, rain will be a factor for the Yucatan Peninsula and Florida. Thank you much to the National Hurricane Center. Today is the 3rd of the month, the 3rd of October 2024. For those of you waking up, celebrating birthdays, I want to wish you a happy birthday. There are birthday greetings going to Azael. A happy 10th birthday, Azael, from your mom and the rest of the family. Congratulations. May you have an enjoyable one, and may you celebrate many, many more. To those celebrating birthdays, we want to sing to you Las Mañanitas.
Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba por ser tu cumpleaños, verás cantamos aquí. Despierta, mi bien, despierta, mira que ya amaneció, ya los pajaritos cantan, la alba ya se metió. Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos todos cumpleaños feliz.
Congratulations to all those who are celebrating birthdays today. May you have an enjoyable one. May you celebrate many, many more. With that said, we'll go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Good Morning San Pedro.
The CB100 is efficient, durable, and has enhanced smart power. Being a Honda, of course, it's reliable and fuel efficient. Get around town with no worries because you get up to 100 miles to the gallon. And it's priced at an unbeatable $2,700. Honda CB100, available at Banquet. Equipment, parts, service.
The AIC mobile app has been helping many to save time while getting more done, all from the comfort of their homes. When you download our mobile app, our services are at your fingertips. Log in using biometrics, view motor and property policies, file a claim and submit claim photos, request a quote, receive renewal reminders starting 6 weeks prior to renewal, submit renewal request, view branch locations and obtain Google Map directions, make payments via Atlantic Bank Bill Pay, and even contact your customer care rep directly. Prospective clients will have limited access, but can request a quote, place a call to a branch, view branch locations and obtain Google Map directions, file a claim. And since all paperwork is completed beforehand, there's no waiting in line. With all the time you can save, can you afford not to use our app? Download today on the App Store or Play Store. The AIC mobile app. Insurance at your fingertips.
Are you leading the way in sustainable development? Protecting mangroves is more than a choice. It's a responsibility. The Mangrove Friendly Development Challenge is your platform to showcase designs that harmonize development with nature. Let your innovation shine and help preserve Belize's mangroves. Register by October 15th, 2024. Visit mangrovefriendlychallenge.org to learn more.
Whoa. We don't use it around here. I have my own bag.
Where can I get one of those?
Selector.
selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
In the studios of Reef Radio and Reef TV, it's 18 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. We want to welcome you back once more. This is Good Morning San Pedro. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, already the 3rd of the month, the 3rd of October here in La Isla Bonita. And joining us this morning, our area representative for Belize Rural South and Minister of the Blue Economy, and I will always say it, Minister, for short, Nemo.
It's okay.
Pleasant good morning to you.
Yes, buenos dias. Acuérdate, it's not only NEMO, it's also the meteorology department as well. They're all part of disaster risk management.
Disaster risk management,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Good morning, Aiden. Reef TV, Reef Radio, viewers across who are watching. Como siempre, it's always a pleasure to be here at the radio station. And the good work that you all do and the contributions you make to this community. Sometimes, I always say it, sometimes goes unnoticed, but your coverage for the entire September celebrations must be commended. Absolutely. I really salute my hats off to Reef Radio and Reef TV.
Thank you, Minister.
And looking back, you mentioned, I'm saying these things because you just said October 3rd.
October the 3rd.
September month is gone, and I'm reflecting back at what a parade. What do you think about that parade? That parade was amazing.
Amazing. I did enjoy it, and the weather was just perfect for it.
Yes.
Weather-wise, the parade, the Spirit Belizeans came out in big numbers to celebrate and be proud of 43.
Yes, and a little, in the morning, a little cool north breeze was blowing. I knew that it was going to be a perfect weather. So everything just lined up for it to be a festive. Although I still worked out a sweat there, Aiden. I did the walk, as is always, and still fit, because still walk. that 3 hours and a half parade there from all the way from marinas to
a nice parade route.
Boss on sweat, burnt the calories, and greeting the people, being thankful for them. That's the most important thing, being thankful for our people. We've been spared the storms so far. Lots of things to be very grateful. So reflecting back on September, I think it was very successful. The Central America Night, that too was extremely well attended, one of the most successful ever. My hats off as well to the committee as well. I think it's Mari and Anna and Letty, they really did an excellent job on that one again. So it's all when people come together.
Yes, and I was going to mention that, Minister, really that they're able to put up a good show because of the support that they can get from their office, from the town council, and from the business community here.
Everybody just doing their part there, everybody sponsoring the floats. So everybody has to be commended on getting it better for next year. So we aim for that. And I can tell you that across the country, San Pedro is being watched for September 21st as the best place to come, right? We come in quality. So
yes. That sounds good. And hopefully, and Dan and I have discussed this, that we haven't been to the Orange Walk one for the 21st. It's like the place to be. But if we can get close to their September 21st Carnival Parade, Belizeans can take it as a vacation to come to San Pedro and enjoy a carnival parade as well.
No, I think we're on a map where people can actually say, we have a choice. Where do we go for the 21st? We either go to up north or we come to San Pedro and spend the weekend, depending on what the day the 21st drops. No? So, so that's something that I tip my hat to all the organizers and the town council as well. As always, they outdo themselves every time they make events. I have to really give it to them. They really know how to organize events. They really take it to that level. And economically, it boosts the community. That's something very important as well.
Well,
Also, we
September
don't-
celebrations, the local economy,
Yes,
you
yes.
know, looks good.
Yeah, and by the way, also the Kikaka parade also was one of the best ever that they've done before, right? It was well attended as well, a good crowd. Yesterday I was in Kikaka, and that's what they were telling me. You know, I did see some pictures before, but the parade was excellent. The people participating, you could see some tourists there that they were seeing that this is they were in the right place at the right time. So the festive mood was all over in
Very
Belize
good.
South. So, yep.
We are in October. It's a slow month for us. A lot of establishments closed for renovations and getting ready for November, as November will be the commencement of our tourism season. The numbers tourism-wise, overnight tourism, has not been that bad this year, Minister.
Has not been bad. It actually has been on a rise.
Yeah.
But of course, we are in the slow season right now. The figures are not out yet. We're expecting it to be a little bit lower. But because it's slow season, that is occurring, which is pretty much normal. You can see around town that you can see that things are very slow. Actually, this Sunday, we forget a slow season, you know, we just assume that restaurants are open and you know, so my wife and I drove on Sunday. We drove all the way up north to one of those resorts out there. So let's have some lunch together.
I saw you up north.
Yeah, I was driving up only to reach to the place all the way up north, and they
it was
tell us
closed.
they're closed for renovation and repairs, and everybody's on vacation, so we have to
Yes.
drive back and find another place. So again, this is what the economy is still roaring ahead because the restaurant only closed down. They have refurbishing, they're redoing everything, preparing for the business season. So they have to do their changes and everything. So it's continuing to be looking good for the figures as we head up into the busy season that November is coming also with Thanksgiving and the Christmas as well. No? But nonetheless, October is here, which is Halloween, the month of Halloween. And after that, we fall into November, which also is the big day, 19th of November as well.
Yes.
Let's plan for that as well, Aiden. I've been speaking with the people involved there already, and that we are planning to have, along with the council, to do a good 19th November. Last year was beautiful, very, very beautiful, and we're planning on making sure that this year is even better.
Very good.
So-
We're looking forward for November. We
Yes.
have a holiday in October, which is Indigenous People Resistance Day. It's 9 days away. It's next week, Saturday, the
Yes.
12th, but the holiday will be observed on Monday, which is the 14th.
Yep.
And Garifuna Settlement Day is only 47 days away from today.
Yes. So
Then after that, December, well, it's coming along.
that's right. And providing that all things remain the same, we spare from the storms, you know, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah.
Weather-wise, it's looking good for us. The Caribbean is looking beautiful right now.
And
But
speaking about
October-
storms,
yes,
speaking about storms, you know, I guess we're all seeing the media hype on what occurred over, I think it was last Friday, on this show, and that it affected me, and by extension, my family, you know, and of course the friends and the people of Belize also, they're affected as well. So whatever is out there in the media, ultimately, that once it comes to their representative, ultimately it affects them as well. No? So you know, I guess you read news about an incident, and I decided that today I want to speak about it to make it clear. While I am confident that the people of Belize South, when I speak about Belize South, I'm talking about both San Pedro, Ambergis and Kikaka. Everyone who knows me know that they elected an individual who does not deal any at all with those kind of illicit activities. That's for sure. And I've been here for the past 27 years, going on 28 years, and everyone knows how hard I've worked, legitimately, contributing to this community. My family and I, we have a business. You all know how we started off, a very small business. By the set of our brows, we took it to a level where right now it's providing a service to the people. We've expanded to Bompan as well, providing an essential service as well to the capital. And I'm proud of that. It didn't happen overnight. It went with hard work, commitment, investing, borrowing from the banks, having a good presentation and going to the banks and said, this is what we have. And until this day, my family business, of course, is committed, has financial commitments. So when you say that, and this incident that came up Friday, it's like a distraction, but it's out there. So the national news media has been relentless, engaging in just trying to dig on something, hoping that they have this eureka find, you're digging for gold and you all of a sudden it's golden nugget, and they still think they keep on finding. And I say that because in terms of the national news media, in particular the national news media this week, plastered my face, plastered my face on the front page, saying suspected drugs found on Minister Andre Perez's boat, and my face is plastered there. Only when you read the article, you realize it's just a police report, what was reported, and that's it. But for the sake of sensationalism, to sell newspaper, and that newspaper is losing ground, to be honest with you, losing ground. Because of the advent of social media, the news is changing. So these newspapers are going to be engaging in finding stories that is going to be sensational, tabloid. And at the center of all this are public figures. I know it, I'm not surprised. I knew what I was getting into when I get elected, that I am a public figure, that whatever I do or whatever is suspected of me or something or whatever out there, they'll be quick to publish it. But get this on the other side in. So many things happening in our ministry, right? So many things, good things happening, so many initiatives that are coming right now, especially you mentioned NEMO. We're doing strides, huge strides in NEMO and at the Met Service. The investment that's being done, the improvements, the upgrading, all of these things, you hardly hear it in the news. We feed it to them. That's not going to sell newspaper. But yes, they find drugs in the boat that belongs to the minister. That is good for them. Just want to show you that sometimes it becomes a bit irritating, and that when they do these things, while I can take it because I'm a politician, they forget to realize that I have a family. When national media goes out there and say these things, your mother calls you, how are you doing? And my mother is speaking to me knowing who her son is, would not engage in these kind of activities. But it hurts. It does. But the insensitivity, the irresponsibility, the unethical, immoral way of how these tabloids do it is uncalled for. And I call them out. And I call out this particular newspaper that did an unjust to plaster just a story. It's only a police record. For the record as well. I also heard the member from Collet. He spoke and they interviewed him, speaking that I was given preferential treatment. That I was just sidetracked on one time that he spoke about it, He's the last one to speak. He's the last one to speak. Because right now, if he's there to speak about me, he first needs to be engaging in trying to get his act together with the opposition that is so weak, that is not good for democracy. So before he starts to speak, he needs to speak what's going on in his party. We don't know who's the party leader there or who is aspiring to be. But I say these things because, for the record, when I got the call from the authorities and they asked me if I owned a boat, where it was located, how long I had used it before, all of these things, I cooperated fully.
All that information they got.
I did everything, and I said, do you need any other information? I'm here. And they said, yes, the investigation is going. They detained my captain. My captain was cleared. He was held. He was questioned. My captain is innocent. My captain works for me, but of course he does other work. Whenever I need the boat, he works for me. I know that young man. He's a hard-working young man. He takes care of his mother. That's what he does. And his mother is ill as well, right? His mother is diabetic. So I know that he provides for his mother. Honest man. He's a sports guy. Never had a problem. Has no police record. So I know that I can trust him to take care of my boat whenever friends, family comes.
You parked the boat there, or was it there for some kind of work?
Well, it's parked there, as I said, at the boatyard. I did speak with the owner as well, because the following day I gave him a call and I said, listen, this is what happened at the boatyard, because they're having my boat docked there, paying my monthly fees.
Okay.
Of course, it's an open place because they are doing repairs at all time. That's what the boat here is all about. There's at least 50 boats there, maybe more. And my boat happens to be at the very end of the dock. And the longest dock, there's several docks there, but my boat happens to be at the very end. And it's there for me to use whenever, as time comes. It's to our use for the family. But it hasn't been used for months. And of course, the tropical storm that was a threat the other day, of course, it was brought up the dock. And repairs were done. Of course, we took the opportunity to look at it underneath the hull and check it out. And repairs, as usual, a boat is that, and you have to do maintenance. So all of that we cooperated with the boat, with the authorities. They went there. They did not give me any full information the first day. They did their report. They said they were doing an investigation. So I guess that they have everybody. They didn't rule out anybody, and I understand that. That's okay. It's not until the Saturday following day that they informed me of what had transpired because they didn't want to leak out the information, even to me, right? And when they did, eventually, and they released my captain, then is when the commander informed me that they had a tip-off from someone that is involved in these type of activities as well, that is a hustler. That's the word that the commander explained. And that the reason why that hustler tipped off the police because he's part of that group that seems to be that he got chiseled out on the deal. And he was not happy with the rest of the crowd that was involved with this type of illicit activity. And he took it on his own to report it. But that's how they operate, no? And they do have their suspects. One is Nottington. But obviously it is by all accounts shows that the drug peddlers were just using a place as a safe haven to store away their stuff, But in the end, I'm glad that they secured it because it's enough of drugs to do a lot of damage to young people.
Yeah.
Or to people. It's enough to do drugs, and I'm happy that in the end it was found. But that's what has transpired, Aiden. And of course, I have to be more alert in terms of my vessel there. Some people even tell me, better sell that boat, but it's not right. It's not right for me to say I'm going to because of this. I have a right to leisure. I have a right to take my family out. I love Sunset Cruise. That's why I have that boat there. Sometimes you need to time out for yourself, which is not happening most of the time. We work hard 8 days a week as politicians. I'm not complaining, but I just want to put it out there, Aiden, that people that know me
Minister,
across this country.
Exactly.
So I want to put it to rest.
And you said it
not
right,
lose the focus, right?
Those who know you, and I've known you for a number of years now, I stand with you, and it's a pity that there are those who will write stuff, without measuring what they're saying, and it's unfortunate, especially on social media, that they can get away with so many things.
That's right.
So much.
Yeah.
But I know you, Minister, and definitely I stand with you on this one.
Thank you.
That you have absolutely nothing to do with that.
Of course.
And let the investigation continue.
Of course. Yes. Again, that is what is ongoing, and the police ever needs more information from me and they call me. I'm willing to cooperate, and I've said everything that I know in terms of as it relates to my boat. It's there. It hasn't been used. Actually, it was on my phone when last was it used. I'm trying to say, I lent it to somebody and so, and I'm going through my WhatsApp, and I finally found the date that it was last used, and I forward all of these things because I have, when I was chatting with the person who wanted to borrow the boat, and I found the date, all of that I gave information, and then I realized how long that boat has been lying there without me using it, right? So, that's how it is. But I just want to lay to rest out there that Andre Perez works hard, honestly, hardworking. I come from a family that works hard. You all know how my father and my mother, when they had a business, how hard they work. My sisters, by extension, how hard working they are. My entire family. I acknowledge them as well, that they work hard, and they get affected too because they know it's not true. Right? And I acknowledge also my daughters. They're involved in the business as well. My daughter is a career person working in foreign affairs. All of these people. I love them very much, and I need to mention it out there, that these people care for me, and I care for them. While I can take it, thick skin, I can take it, my family, they get affected. So it's in that context that come here says, let's put an end to it. let's stay on the focus of the good work that we're doing.
But as you rightly mentioned, sometimes media houses to sell, they go about and Dan and I, we always, whenever there is an issue, we talk about it before we even mention it on the show. Or sometimes we try to get as much information as we possibly can. And even the way how we disseminate information, we're very careful how we word it. And we say it. No?
Of course, mind you, I want to make clear, just to that clarification here is that if it's a police report, I am not saying put it under the rug, or I don't want this to come out, or this story cannot come out. It's out there, just no problem. If you have nothing to hide, let the story come out. Done. So, and again, you make the report, this is what happened, it's a police report, not a problem, right? And I commend the police department as well for making out that statement and everything, right? You don't want to say, oh, it's preferential that we leave it there quietly and everything there. We won't want to make it because it belongs to the minister. No, man, go ahead and make your report because nothing to hide, right? The other thing is this item. It's different when it comes to those things. Okay, it doesn't bother me. Now when you start talking about whether the minister is incompetent, not doing his work, then that's a different matter. That's for me to deal. And that is why this distracts of the good work that we're doing, especially what we're going to be doing next week in Kikaka. What is up and coming there for the sewer system in Kikaka? What is up and coming for up north and Burgess-Ski? These big plans. We cannot lose focus on these things, right?
Most definitely, Minister. Now, talking about Kikaka, we shared a post, I think it was last week, for the launching of the NHI there in Kikaka. How did the ceremony go and how receptive are the people there in beautiful Isla Cariñosa?
I have to tell you, the NHI rolled out last week there, and the people from NHI came, Dr. Natalia, Ms. Ruth Aramillo, and of course the chair lady was there present, and also Dr. Dimas. Both of them are part of the recipients of being the people to manage NHI there. They've been accredited and certified. But what I loved is that even Dr. Natalia called me out on it. He says, Minister, I have to tell you, he says, the people of Kikaka are very, very engaging. We did not get that much of that in San Pedro. It's about here in Kikaka, because they ask questions, and legitimate questions, asking about it. So you can see that the village is very much engaged in it, very successful. And that is where we notice, and I already spoken to the manager of Social Security, is that Kikaka has roughly about 4,500 residents. And the records are showing at NHI that there are only 2,000 people registered in Social Security.
From Kikaka?
Yes, in Kikaka. They have their Social Security cards. So it is saying there's a gap of many people in Kikaka who should be registered in Social Security, because if you want to register for NHI, you have to have a Social Security. And so the manager is looking into taking that service there to have more people in Kikaka to register for Social Security. So out of these good things, we get to see where we need to improve. And that's the work that we do, Aiden, and the responsible leaders that we are, we have to commit to those things. So the NHI is very successful. I am proud to say now that Belize Rural South is now fully part of NHI.
100%.
Yes, and that's a big accomplishment. And I wish the media would pick up on that and say, that is headlines. That is actual headlines, right?
It's a big thing. I have registered for NHI, Minister. I went to Dr. Giovanni's clinic the other day, and he said, Primo, register.
Of course.
And I'm encouraging friends, family members to do likewise. The numbers are looking good there. Some of the numbers that he shared with me are impressive numbers of how many people. And he told me, very soon, I guess the program will start.
Yes. As soon as it gets filled up, it starts rolling
out, right?
Right. So I do have to check with Dr. Dimas there in Kikaka as well to give us the stats on it as well.
Where is registration taking place there in Kikaka?
It's at Dr. Dimas Ansores clinic, and also at Chair Lady's clinic. She's a pharmacologist, right? She's a certified and accredited. So her pharmacy is also part of it in terms of providing medication. So you can register there as well. It's looking good. That is something very big. And now next week also I want to share with you, Aiden, I will be actually inaugurating the expansion of the reverse osmosis water plant in Kikaka. That is also another accomplishment for Kikaka as they expand. The northern part of Kikaka is growing rapidly as well. So that's very big as well, another accomplishment for Kikaka. More needs to be done, Yes, we got issues with the roads, with the king tides. You know, first time I hear about king tides, we always talk about the tides, and all of a sudden, the king tides came about.
That Dan come with that word, I think.
Canadian kind of thing there. You know, when the thunder starts to melt or something, you get king tides.
When he mentioned about it, I actually thought he was joking, you know.
No, it's real.
But then I started to read about it, and yes.
Yeah.
It has,
but
go ahead.
That is also, that king tides and everything that manifested itself across the country, not only San Pedro and Kikaka, you know, because Bahia Puesta del Sol became like a lake.
Underwater.
Right, back in San Mateo. I did get some pictures there from the back areas there of up north and Burgess. Even here at the Sacachispas, you saw how it was. The actual event had to be diverted to the other side by Juvenis because of the king tides. Many factors are it. Climate change is real. If there's any government or any leader of the day says that climate change is not real, I think they're...
These projects that you're doing there, Nikki Cocker, Minister, those were priority projects that people were actually asking for?
Yes, that's it is. And all of these things that we are doing is what you call building resilience. That is what we're doing. We have to make changes to deal with the rising climate change and everything. And even the sewer system also, Aiden, I want to share with you that very important again. You see, you don't want to talk about it because as a politician you say, hey, that's not going to get me elected. I need a project that is going to elect me. But already we're engaging in talks that started sometime in June to invest $22 million in Kikaka for the sewer system. The land has been identified for BWSL. The talks are engaging with IDB and part grant funding as well. I did form part of the meeting, I believe it was on Monday. I engaged in a Zoom meeting where the IDB officials from all across the region engaged and gave me a full report of what is coming along. And the discussions already been done, the feasibility has been done, and by June 2025, the funds should be very much secured because the process of getting that funding takes a little while. But we have to pursue. If the government of the day does not pursue, it won't come. You've got to have that political will. And that's one of the things that the past administration did not have. That there are projects being offered to you, but you have to do your part. You have to assign the ministers where that project falls under. That minister needs to follow up with his or her technocrats to follow through. And that's what I'm engaging as the area representative to deal with the different ministers there who are pushing for it. And I'm very grateful for my colleagues as well because it's very much going as per schedule, and that I'm proud to say. I'm happy to say that Kikaka will be in less than 5 years because it's a long project. Let me tell you, this project is very, very tedious, but it's actually engaging that the entire village of Kikaka is going to be hooked up to the sewer system. That is going to be a major, major accomplishment, not only for Kikaka, but for the government of the day, this country, and the region, because IDB is keenly interested in this project to materialize because they will showcase it as a case study to offer it to the other islands in the Caribbean. So they are investing in Kikaka. So there's more to this. It's not only Kikaka, it's more to this for the region, especially for the Lesser Antilles, smaller islands. So if it will work for Kikaka, it can work for them, and we can showcase it. So many things there on the table that are good things as it relates to what is coming for Kikaka in the long term. And I'm proud to be part and leading that as well, Aiden.
Very good.
That's a very, very important. Happy to share that as well.
Happy for Kikaka, you
absolutely.
know.
They deserve
Minister,
it.
and this is a fact that many a times, you know, when you campaigned in Kikaka, when you're out there on the ground, it comes out, you know, that most of the projects, because we fall under Belize Royal South, and because San Pedro is a bigger island, they get everything.
Yes.
Now it looks like there is a balance right there.
Of course.
For both islands.
Yes, and it's long overdue. Not to mention as well that BEL, of course, is on track to run another submarine cable from Bomba to up north and Burgess. They are working on that. However, they already have acquired in country is the submarine cable that will go from the southern end of Burgess Key to Kikaka. That is in country already. But of course, because of the energy that is not sufficient as yet, it won't be doing that. But it is also part of the plan for Kikaka. But in the meantime, whenever there's blackouts around the country, Kikaka no get affected. Kikaka is fully loaded with their generators there. So sometimes they say, I think the chairlady mentioned to me, say, better we left those generators there. Remember when we had that, over the summer when we had that power crisis, popular crisis, and that Kikaka was very much spared.
They were normal, right?
Yes.
Day was a normal day for them.
Yes,
Minister, you likewise mentioned good news coming for North Hamburg, but before we go there, Iris Edwards would want to know, she says, Secret Beach, we're so happy that a part of our roads are about to finish with concrete. Thank you to all those involved. Question, are we getting a welcome sign? And will it still be 2 miles or will it stay at 1 mile? Again, thanks to all those involved. Iris, a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Ms. Edwards, and a very good question. Let me tell you, I think the 1 mile is about to finish. We, again, under the auspices of the BTB, that funding came from there. You see, that's what BTB does with their funds. We have to invest it back as well in tourism. So that's another project that BTB is investing apart from the artisanal market that is on track. 1 mile. And the Welcome Center, they're going to be doing a nice design for it as well. BTB is already committed to it, that they'll be doing a nice Welcome Center for Secret Beach. And in terms of miles, from the cutoff, where Caribbean is going to be opening their gas station very soon, that's another major project I'm looking at right now. So wow, very impressive, the investment that Caribbean is doing there. From there to Secret Beach is 3 miles.
Okay.
They're paving of 1 mile. We have another 2 miles there. But again, funding is always something that we're working. But it goes back to what you're talking about, the North Hamburg's development long-term plan that we have there. That master plan that we have, and certainly includes not only the paving, but the running of water and electricity to Secret Beach is also very high on the agenda to make sure we do that, because Secret Beach has grown by leaps and bounds, and yet they don't have water and they don't have electricity. So that is something that is very much urgent that we address as well. So basically, your Shule has his work cut out, Aiden. And I'm excited to do that kind of work there, to be engaging on a daily basis. So Ms. Edwards, I acknowledge you. Thank you for listening, but yes, we're committed, but certainly Secret Beach is a major beneficiary this coming year of 2025 for sure. You're going to see those changes coming, the infrastructure that is well on its way to Secret Beach.
Likewise, Minister, is there an update on the artisan market that BTB and your office are working together?
Yes. It's not only BTB and my office as well as the Town Council as well. We're working all together. We are very much on track to it. I think the sign was brought down because it was a wrong design. It really at the very first place, and I think it's at the heart and the center of the controversy that was not necessary. But yes, it's on track. It's a one level. It will be done in tune with the tongue there. So as soon as we come up with those plans, they're presented. But it is very much the funds are approved. BTB is committed. We are committed. The plans are going up ahead with it.
Do we know when the project will
Well, we're engaging with BTB right now to see that we vet this properly and done, that we have it. But I think that in hindsight, it's just that we needed to move to see that this artisanal market goes up and running. But that is also part of the groundwork that we're doing. So making sure we have it the right way, so it's beneficial for one and all, not only for the artisans, but also for the neighbors that have there, who are very concerned about their view. But certainly, they won't be losing their sunset view any at all, right?
Good morning, Will.
Hey, good morning, Reef. Good morning, San Pedro. How's everyone doing today?
Doing pretty good. Morning.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
Good morning, Andre. Thanks for coming up on the radio, clarifying, the story that's out there in the news. But I don't want to touch on that too much. I do have a couple questions in regards to what has been transpiring for, I want to say 40, 50 years, right? And this is in regards to land in Belize. I noticed that recently in the news there was someone down south who was part of your party, that some stuff came out in regards to, some land being sold at a huge discount price, and I know when you came on the radio the last time, you were talking about some stuff that had transpired within the previous administration with some land that was sold, so ultimately when things like these happen, the folks that eventually end up paying for all of this are just the ordinary citizens, right? Because what happens is these lands are sold at a huge discount price, and then they're bought back by the government, right? obviously that's taxpayers' money that's being used to pay for those. At some point, when is this going to stop? Because it isn't fair for the ordinary citizens who can't even get a piece of land when you have elected officials, and this is not just pertaining to you, this is in general, you know, where we need to put an end to this. Because it, obviously, like I said, it's not fair, and it isn't ethical if you think about it, you know? And so, on one hand, when this happens, the first thing to do is, well, they blame, oh, well, the previous administration, you should know what they did and this and that. No, that's not being accountable. That's not being forthcoming. That's not being, if you knew you did something wrong, own up to it. Own up to it. Because that is part of the root problem within the entire country when it comes to our politics, right? Where folks feel like because they have a little bit of power they're in, that they can just game the system and manipulate everything and feel like it's not going to come to light. I'm going to give you another example of something. I know this happens. This is happening right now in Curacao. So they're trying to take a piece of a park in Curacao to sell to a business owner to build a project, and people aren't standing for it because I got to tell you, I grew up in Curacao, and for me, that park has been there for before my time. You know, and the same thing that's going on all over the country where I get it. People feel like they want to beautify things and make things better, but in reality, you're not. It is not doing that. There's hidden agendas with things that's happening, and once again, if you aren't forthcoming about what's happening, it will come to light somewhere or the other. And we all know this, whatever you do in the dark will come out to the light, right? And so we just need to put an end to this whole land scandal thing in the entire country. We need to honor our citizens and make sure they are taken care of first. You know, there's a lot of positive things that have come through each one of the parties and everything, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of positive things, but always the things that are done negatively have a much more impact on all of that, you know, and sometimes we wish that there was more public involvement.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll okay.
Quick, not because we have money, we're going to put it anywhere and everywhere, you know, because that it has an impact on everything, and we just have to do better. We have to do better.
Agree.
All right.
Will,
thank you, Will.
Well, Aiden, I want to thank Will as well. I don't know if he's still on the line, but I just want to acknowledge him. He's all the way up in the U.S. I want to acknowledge him, his wife, and of course his father-in-law, Mr. Bill. I think Mr. Bill is very blessed to have a good son-in-law. That's one thing I can say about Will. You know, he's doing his part there with his father-in-law, and of course they're keeping abreast about Mr. Bill, who is also one of our supporters as well. But I want to go straight to what Will has asked at the very first about the land scandals that he says he's referring to. I believe, Aiden, he's referring to those land scandals that is presently coming out of Belmopan, the Belmopan City Council.
The past mayor.
Yes, yes. Well, Will, that is something that I want to acknowledge that it is occurred in the past. City Council administration had meant to be a PUP. I must commend the mayor, the present mayor, and the council for bringing that up to light. I think that is a responsible thing to do. They did the right thing because they could have chosen to just keep it on the wraps and deal with it without exposing what happened under the same PUP party. So this is what this present mayor is doing. It's bringing it out to light, and it's the truth, and it's being investigated. Whether it's true or not, I don't know what is the course, but obviously the council has cried foul that something happened to these lands that belong to the Belmopan City Council and by extension to the residents of the city of Belmopan. Also, in terms of the lands, here I can speak about Belize Rural South. I just sent you a map there.
I forwarded it to Dan
but again, right now in San Pedro, Ambergis, Key, and Key Carker, my job is to be finding land for our people. And also the plans that if we're going to develop North and Burgess Key in terms of building eventually a new airport over the north, that means more resorts, that means more restaurants, more people to work. But then where is the housing? That is the question as a politician that I am elected to cry out, where is the land for the people? And that is our commitment that we're doing right now, getting land for the people of Burgess Key residents. And that is why I am working, and hopefully by December, I should have secured another major parcel to subdivide properly. It's going to cost money, Aiden. I want to tell everybody there that it's not going to be something that says, see, free land. There's no such thing as free land. In terms of the area we have identified, we have to survey it, we have to put the streets. And just a survey is going to be costing in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we have to quantify it. But my commitment, Will, as I said, is to get land for the people of this tongue as well, right? And it's Kikaka is a bit more different. It's difficult there because it's a smaller island. The land is gone. So we really have to find some other solutions. And that I am actively engaging with Deputy Prime Minister and the Prime Minister as well. We're all aware of
one of the reasons why you had that clinic there the other day, right?
Yes, exactly. So now we had internal land clinics here to formalize. We have right now several purchase prices for people. We're compiling it. People are being called. And believe you me, there's people who are there, first-time owners, are being given the preference, first-time landowners. I've had incidents where people were having 3 lots, and I had to say, I'm sorry, I cannot recommend 3, because I have to issue the letter of no objection or to unlock an account.
And just to make it clear, Minister, you have a good working relationship with the Ministry of Natural Resources, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, my office is very much engaged with the Natural Resources Department. My staff, they go there, they will try to go on a weekly basis. The work that entailed to have the internal land cleaning that occurred last week, it was a product of actually preparing for months to have this lands clinic. It didn't really happen. I said, let's have a lands clinic next week. It's my staff going, preparing the land work, walking the corridors of lands department, knowing where to make the work. So by the time the internal land clinic came here, everything just went smooth. Processing, titles, purchase prices, all of these things are occurring. And it's done legally, ethically right. No kind of hanky-panky here. We know the yellow grab a big chunk of land and say, this is for me. No, this is for the people. Any chunk of land that I find out there, for sure, when they cut it up, they give it to the people. And that is why that's my other part that we're doing in December. Hopefully by December I have it to totally subdivided to say, okay, this is what is it I'm having, what's the cost, how much is the purchase price, offer it to the people. And I have the list of people, we've vetted them, and we keep on taking people right now to say, I want to be part of it. You got a husband and wife who are applying. I cannot guarantee that the husband is going to get one and the wife is going to get one. Certainly our family will get one, that's for sure. But it's not an easy task, Aiden. But I'm glad to be there. I'm glad to be working. And if it's going to be controversial among it, I can handle it. Then that's legitimate for someone to have concerns on it. I have an incident this week here of a person who came and already got the purchase price for one. He got in the previous government and he had another one. And he wanted me to push through it. But it's showing in his system that he's not a first-time landowner. So that was not accepted. The Deputy Prime Minister said there's notes there written on it that he is not the first-time landowner. And I could not. And the person got upset with me. And I told him, I'm sorry, but there's other people who deserve these lands. You can't be having 2 lands when there's people that have none. Difficult decisions, but you have to make it, as Will says, we got to do it the right way.
Yeah, Will is still on the line. Will wanted to say something else?
Question. So, as you know, the whole entire eastern U.S. going all the way down to Texas, the ports are being closed. What is the country of Belize going to be doing? Because I know that does impact us when it comes to us bringing in goods and also exporting stuff outside the country. Because, you know, and we see here already in the U.S. stores, some stores in some parts of the U.S., especially back east and in Florida, Louisiana, all those places, some of the stores are being sold out of stuff already. What is being placed in Belize so that we don't have any of those business owners trying to increase the prices on goods so that, you know, that doesn't impact the regular community? So what, anything is going to be done around that, Andre?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question, but let me tell you, we have had this kind of experience quite some time. In fact, it happened earlier this year and last year with the severe drought that affected the entire region of Central America. You may be aware that the Panama Canal had experienced very low water levels, that they were down to, I think they normally can handle about 42 ships per day that comes in from the Pacific and goes to the Atlantic or the Caribbean Sea. And they were down to one time for 17 vessels a day instead of the 42 that they do. And that affected us. That affected us in terms of scarcity of products, the rise in products. We got to brace, you know, and it's not only for us in Belize, but the entire region. It is something that we're looking at. In fact, just recently we had a flour crisis. I think the machine, the mills broke down, and they brought in, they imported flour, I think somewhere from the Caribbean, and reaching to the port, and the port broke down as well. Mm-hmm. And that was the delay that happened. We're a fragile country, a very small country. I won't say fragile, small country. That whatever happens out there is going to affect us. But we have to be on the vanguard, and that's something for discussion. For sure, will be coming up in Cabinet this Tuesday here, Will. And of course, trust me, that decisions we make there will always be for the greater good of this community, for the entire country. We're always preparing for those things that we organize. So very good point there, Will.
Minister, it's 3 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. Before we start to wrap up the show, let me just comment what Ms. Kathleen Hoffman here is saying. Minister, can you talk about the house that was being moved that disrupted traffic, electricity to many, and cutting of many trees up or limbs of some large to get to the house down the road?
Yeah. It happened down the road. Let me tell you, the whosoever did it completely illegally.
What's the process?
Moving a house, I remember last time a house was moved here in San Pedro. I know for a fact that you need to reach out to the authorities. You need to go to the town council. There's a central, the building unit over there. You need to get a permit. You need to inform the police department. You need to even inform the fire department as well, because you need to inform BEL as well. All of these utility companies need to be informed if you're going to be moving a house. And you do not be guaranteed it's going to be approved, right? Because it needs to be inspected. And this is what happened. So I know the council is following it up. They are aware of it. They're investigating. I don't know who the person is, but they're going to be held accountable for it. It's so wrong. Now that's what they caused. And they will be held accountable for it. As per law and everything, I am sure the council is doing their job. And I am expecting, I'll be following up today to see what really happened on it, but it was uncalled for. And complete disregard for the authorities and for this community. Whosoever did it was irresponsible. I don't know who did it. I really don't know, and I'm just saying it's wrong. Right?
It is. So let me see. Minister, there are reports coming in and pictures being sent to me of certain items where the prices are already going up.
Let them share it, because we do have we have right now the Bureau of Standards having now and again sending people here to San Pedro and Tikakar. They do come now and again to do some site inspections. So please let them share it, or they can even post it. They can post out, call out the stores that are doing it. We have to call them out. I'm really not here to defend anybody here that are shopkeepers or anybody, because in the end it's the consumer being affected, and you don't take advantage of this because something is scarce. So please share it, bring it up, but make sure you have your receipt though. Don't go sincere. I'm not saying that you go out there and saying this shop is selling at this. You need to show proof. Get your receipt. And when you have the receipt, then that's legitimate to be taken. And also, it can be used by the Department of Consumer Affairs. They can use it. They will ask you always for a receipt. That's important.
Yes, good morning, caller.
Good morning. I'm Shelley, and I would like to tell the minister something that I saw that is very scary. I went to the office of the environment and to NEMO office. 4-foot high story building or 5-foot high story building. I have I was terrified to go upstairs in those offices, mister. It is very dangerous. The steps are very steep. There is no rail to walk up and down a 4-story building. And I went up there and I'm holding myself on the wall. And I think that is a dangerous situation and it's something very scary that could happen. Somebody could slide off from that 4th building and go right down to them and they would be in millions of pieces. And I went there about 10:30 and our office, because the government's office belongs to us, it's closed. And I could not get anybody in there. But the worst thing
Which Department of Environment? Which one, Michelle?
Renting a place
Michelle?
for the public that does not have no rail.
Michelle, which office was closed?
La oficina que está enfrente de Shotis, que es nuestra oficina. Las oficinas del gobierno son de el pueblo de
I know,
Belice.
but la oficina de gobierno estaba cerrado.
Cerrado a las 10:10:30.
¿Cuál oficina? ¿Cuál de las oficinas?
La oficina del environment.
Okay. Puede ser, acuérdense que solo tienen un inspector, so puede ser que tal vez estaba out in inspection. Si está cerrado.
Como 3, 4 inspectores un día por allá y yo subí arriba, pero no importa, Mr. André. Eso está bien, eso es un punto. Pero el peor punto es si van a rentar un lugar, tienen que tener un lugar que esté seguro para la gente que suba, porque no tiene railing. We're paying for that.
Right.
So I am very concerned. I was really scared, but I was already there. And they have a lot of offices, a lot of beds, a lot of rooms around that they're going to be renting. Mr. Andre, somebody could go up those steps and carry somebody and rape them or kill them, and you won't know anything until you start smelling. Yes. I was very, very scared, and I'm very concerned about our people.
Yes. Michelle, you said a really good point there, Michelle. I agree with you 100%, and I will share this with you and to the public there. When that building was established here, the office, it was the Department of Environment and NEMO were all together in one ministry. Now NEMO is also now part of disaster risk management that is now under my ministry. I have spoken, my CU understands it, my National Emergency Coordinator understands it. When I found out when the hurricane, the threat of the tropical storm Beryl, we all gathered there, and the stairs that we had to walk, and no railings. And I reached up there, and I asked, do we have any other escape of stairs? There is none. So the building that is there is wrong. It should have never been approved to build. That only has one stairs, no railings, and the office is there. I want to say for the record that I've requested that the NEMO department be moved from there. And very soon, this earlier the year, as soon as we wrapped up with this contract, we are moving and finding another place to remove NEMO from there. NEMO has absolutely no space to be up there. And I will making sure to make it move because it's 4 stories high. There's no elevator. There's no other steps. I am told that they're going to put an elevator. I cannot wait. The ministry cannot wait. We're moving next year because even if you have an elevator at 4 stories, you don't do NEMO there. We're moving from there. It is not conducive for that. I even cracked a joke that day with my CEO when we're going up the stairs. I tell her, my goodness, if I drop from up here, I'm a boss like Safa ideal if I drop. And Michelle is saying the truth. That place is dangerous.
I know, really.
And as I got there, I called it out. I said, this cannot work. And the NEMO department, Michelle, will be moving from there. We're already finding another location that is more, and again, safe, because this NEMO has to be a place that is safe when the time comes with storm threats, but certainly not that building over there. I already have spoken to it. My CEO knows it, and the NEC knows it, and even the coordinator here from San Pedro, Ms. Param, she's aware as well that the minister needs for it to be changed. So thank you, Michelle.
Okay, that is Michelle. She's still on the line. Go ahead, Michelle.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Mr. Andre, and the other thing is that place has been built for over 10 years. I really don't know at what time the government of the day rented that place to these people. That is the nastiest, the dirtiest place that that has been in front of the park of San Pedro.
Agree.
And I think things like that are very, for me, it's a horrible eyesore, and it's not fair. It is not fair that we, the people, paid for those offices, and especially when it comes to the environment. I even have pictures where they go and up the stairs and it's full of garbage. We have been putting up with the garbage from that place for the past 10 years. And you can't put an office of environment in a place that has so much disrespect for our community. This has nothing to do with red, white, and blue. This has to do with the love and the respect for the people of this community. We need to love the people from here and show them respect, especially on buildings.
Yeah. Also,
people are building and they don't care where they throw their trash.
Right, but no, Michelle.
Building of environment is an insult for the community. Do you heard the name? Environment.
Yeah, noted, Michelle.
I on the street, an environment is sitting on that mess that we, the locals, have had to put up for an eyesore in our beautiful park in San Pedro.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Noted. I will be sharing it with the Minister of Environment for sure, the concerns. And it is a valid concern there. Aiden, I want to mention as well that the role right now actively working along with the council, the building unit is also the fire department.
Okay.
In the past, I think, in the past administration, it was being not included. But now it has to be included right now in terms of buildings right now that they have to have approvals of the in terms of what you call the fire department. They need to play a role because I certainly don't want to get personal who owns the building. I'm not calling that person out, but I think that building should have never been approved in terms of having the place there for it to be built. And I do have concerns that it's being rented out to people. It is a hazard. It is. People are renting there. It's a concern. Okay. That God forbid something doesn't happen, a fire or something in that building. I think that's a concern. But as Ms. Shelley says, you have a government department there for Pete's sake. It's there, highlighting it. So that means the government is approving of this building. We're going to move. We are already looking for a place. Nemo is going to be moving from there. And I will be certainly mentioning it as well to Minister Habet. Actually, when he came for the inauguration, he was concerned. He was concerned too. He did raise the concern and says, whoops, this is not right. But in the grand scheme of things, we need to find a place. And I have to admit that I was the one pushing, let's establish this Office of the Department of Environment, which is really important here on Abergis, Kaka. And I'm grateful for Minister for listening, giving me that opportunity, that he did listen to me and he to it and said, yes, Minister, you do need a department here. So I thank Minister Habet for bringing that department here. So I don't want to lose the focus on that. I'm very grateful for his ministry to look at it to say establishing another government department in San Pedro. So good point, Ms. Shelley. I appreciate it.
Very good. Minister, it's 15 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. I know you have a busy schedule today. Any other piece of info that you'd want to share before we wrap up the show?
Aiden, I just want to share that I commit to keep on coming to Reef TV, as we lead into the Christmas holidays. I'm doing the work to plan in terms of not only for Christmas, but what is up ahead in the next coming months. There are many things to be done that is still very much at the forefront. The problem with schools is another matter that is hot on my desk right now. There are many children who still are not accessing classes. We're limited with space right now, both high school and primary. There's a major problem as well in Kikaka in terms of the high school as well. The structure there is very much vulnerable. The Ministry of Education is acutely aware on it. And also the growth of Kikaka is already seeing that the school there needs at least 2 classrooms. So we're raising the funds. We're still short. I think we're halfway through getting the funding. I think we're down to like $75,000, but we're still short another 75. So all of this is work that is very important. Education is also another one that we're focusing on too. So we take it very much seriously that we need to be doing, that we cannot be forgetting. Liz and my office is committed to it. But I want to thank as well the good work that we're doing in terms of the council. And by the way, there's another project that is already approved for the enhancement of San Mateo. I think it's $9 million that is being spearheaded by IDB again and working along with the council and my offices, and that's also for the benefit of San Mateo. And last but not least, Aiden, also we did not mention is the expansion of the roads going up north. The road is committed again to doing that, and I know we're taking that issue with the trucks running across and people being very, very upset, and I can understand it because it's frustrating. I've spoken to the owners. The mayor and I have spoken about it, the trucks. But eventually, I want to thank as well. The other side is that the people involved who own the quarry up north, they have been very generous to us in giving material for the streets. That's their part. They have done their part, and they are committing already to do the materials to do up north, because they know they have a responsibility that although they have the quarry, they're doing their filling of their whatever the property, they're selling it as a product. They are doing their part of handing over to the community hundreds of thousands of dollars in value for material as well. That is also, let's not forget that. But that doesn't mean we're giving the open packet for make the wrong with the trucks. But I think that there's another side of it, of the commitment that the investor has, that they're doing their responsibility to say, okay, we need to provide for the town. And that's the area where North Hamburg is. Right now we'll resume the repairing of actually building of streets, because many people are building their homes over there. So, and there's electricity in that area there. So we need to bring in the roads, and that's what we're doing these days to do more. Okay. So lots of work that is being done. From here till Christmas, we're going to be smiling.
Very good.
No storms.
But in the meantime, right now, it's time to enjoy a nice conch ceviche, conch fritters, conch chowder, because the conch season has officially begun.
Yes. I will tell you something, Erin. The conch season is on.
Yeah.
I'm asking everybody there to really be, we're thankful that we have this beautiful, that nice, delicious product. But I want to reach out to the people there not to be buying these little small tails.
Yes,
that is the thing. Please, let's not encourage these things that you're buying out there with little small tails and everything. You're only encouraging the people there to be bringing back the same thing that they find. So if we do our part, that we do not tolerate these, or we do not buy these things, they know that there's going to be a market that they're not going. You have to go there and bring the right size.
Exactly.
So again, Chan is committed in patrolling the areas. The fisheries department in particular, they're doing their patrols, making sure that everybody are doing their part in terms of getting this product, that we are doing it sustainably for many generations to come.
Minister, before we go, any ideas to when Vital Stats will be coming back?
They're coming back as an office permanently.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming back as a permanent office. I'll be getting an update from the AG. But I want to share also, who's ever asking that, is we have a load of birth certificates in our offices that did not finish at Vital Stats. We are calling them. Some of them are not answering. We're calling them. So if anybody who went to the Vital Stats and did not get their documents in place because we just ran out of time, please check my office. We have them there. We have a lot of birth certificates there right now, and people aren't going for it right now. So again, that's another important thing. But Vital Stats is another government department that is coming before the end of the year, right?
Very good, Minister.
Full time to serve
good
Kikaker and San Pedro.
Excellent. Right? Well, with that said, thank you much for being with us this morning, Minister. We shall see you, I think, next week or in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
You'll be here with us once more. Dan, do we have any other announcements that we need to share today before we wrap up?
No, I think you guys talked about everything.
Well, thank you much. We invite you for tomorrow's edition of Good Morning San Pedro. Until then, you do take care.